Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling those incredibly complex workplace dynamics. And let's be honest, the intense frustrations we feel pretty much every day. But we're doing it by equipping you with precise, highly targeted Korean vocabulary. Look, we've all been there, right? Stuck in the office, dealing with clashing attitudes, and feeling completely misunderstood. Well, today, we're going to turn those wild emotions into actionable knowledge. We're breaking down the exact words you need to describe your coworkers, and honestly, more importantly, how to define yourself. So tell me, have you ever felt the sheer frustration of eating like 100 sweet potatoes in a meeting? Okay, hear me out. In Korean, there's a brilliant expression for this exact feeling. 가슴이 고구마 100개 먹은 것처럼 답답했던 적. It literally means feeling as stuffed and stifled as if you've eaten 100 dry sweet potatoes with zero water. Just imagine being trapped in an endless, messy meeting where absolutely no progress is being made. People are arguing, someone in the back is completely spacing out, and you just want to scream, "Please let me out of here." That universally stifling frustration is exactly what we're going to unpack and solve today. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1. Workplace personalities and conflict. 2. Mastering key personality vocabulary. 3. Work styles via animal metaphors. And 4. Self-introductions using metaphors. Let's jump right in. Starting off with Section 1, Workplace Personalities and Conflict. You know, the modern office space that we commute to every single day isn't just a room with desks and laptops. It's essentially a giant, chaotic jungle ecosystem. It's this highly pressurized environment where entirely different attitudes and survival instincts are constantly tangling with each other. And in this workplace jungle, friction is absolutely guaranteed. On one side, we have the active and leading personality, basically shouting, "This must go my way." And then on the exact opposite side, we have the passive and conflict-avoiding colleague who quietly says, "I don't mind. Whatever is decided, I'll follow." This massive contrast between someone actively trying to control the narrative and someone just trying to quietly blend into the crowd, that is the absolute root of our daily office stress. These extreme differences guarantee friction every single time. Moving right along to Section 2, Mastering Key Personality Vocabulary. To perfectly describe these difficult coworkers and all those subtle nuances of office conflict, we use some heavy Hanja-based, meaning Chinese character-based, Korean vocabulary. Let's take 융통성이 없다, which translates to being inflexible or lacking adaptability. We all know this person, right? An unexpected problem explodes out of nowhere on a big project, and instead of smoothly adapting to the new reality, they stubbornly stick to the manual. They are completely, totally closed-minded. When you see a colleague clinging to the rulebook while the ship is literally sinking, causing you to grab the back of your neck in sheer frustration, this is the precise phrase you need to use. Now, another highly frustrating personality type is 우유부단하다, meaning indecisive. This is the coworker who is constantly hesitating, unable to make a call even on something as simple as what to eat for lunch. I mean, come on. But think about the broader scale here. What if this person is your team leader? The workflow grinds to an absolute halt, causing massive delays and just immense emotional fatigue for everyone relying on them. It's a real nightmare. Okay, let's pivot away from the frustrating traits to something we actually want to see. 카리스마가 있다, having charisma. Now, this isn't about aggressively forcing people to listen to you. It's about having this natural aura that simply draws people in and makes them want to follow you organically. Honestly, if you have just one leader with this kind of magnetic energy in your workplace, they can completely revive a team's mood and elevate everyone's output in the best way possible. Which brings us to Section 3, Work Styles via Animal Metaphors. To make the vocabulary we just discussed truly stick in your mind, let's look at a familiar and honestly pretty fun way to categorize how coworkers focus and pace their work. We're going to use animals we've all known since childhood. First, we have the turtle, or kobuki. Their pace is slow, sure, but they are incredibly meticulous, steadfast, and they always finish the job. Then there's the rabbit, tolki. Very fast, great sense, but easily distracted and curious about literally everything else going on around them. And finally, the racehorse, kyongjuma. This is your unstoppable workaholic with intense tunnel vision focused solely on their goals. Go ahead and mentally match your current colleagues to the steady turtle, the quick rabbit, or the hyper-focused racehorse right now. Doing this makes these behavioral traits completely unforgettable. And finally, Section 4, Self-introductions using metaphors. So it's incredibly helpful to understand others, but how do you present yourself during a high-stakes interview or a formal introduction? Consider making a statement like this. 저는 espresso 같은 사람입니다. I am like espresso. Why does this work so remarkably well? Well, because your personality and your work ethic are abstract, they're invisible. But by comparing yourself to espresso, you instantly give people a concrete, rich, and instantly recognizable image. It's short, it's punchy, and it's a brilliant, memorable strategy to define your essence to someone who literally just met you. Think about how this builds your personal brand. Espresso is the essential base of almost all cafe menus. Salt is the absolute necessity for savory cooking. By leveraging these specific foundational metaphors, you aren't just saying you're a hard worker. Anyone can say that. You are immediately positioning yourself as an indispensable, irreplaceable asset to the company. You become the foundation they simply cannot function without. So, the crucial point here is locking down these two precise grammatical frameworks. First, we have the categorizing pattern. 이 중에서 저는 땡땡형으로 분류할 수 있습니다, which means out of these, I can be classified as the blank type. Second, the metaphor pattern. 저는 땡땡처럼 회사에 꼭 필요한 사람이 되고 싶습니다, meaning I want to become an essential person to the company, just like blank. If you lock down these two simple sentence structures, you can deliver your metaphor professionally, confidently, and without stuttering when the pressure is really on. Which brings us to our final takeaway. I want to leave you with this somewhat provocative thoughts. Which animal or essential ingredient best defines your workplace character? Take a moment today to really think about it and define your unique workplace identity in just one single sentence using the tools we covered. Once you can articulate exactly who you are and understand the precise vocabulary for all those different personalities around you, I guarantee your corporate life will become far more manageable and a whole lot more successful. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.